Okay, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Batcave. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about Dogecoin and what the future of it, where the future of it may be headed. Is this going to be growing? Is this going to be going up like the Dogecoin bulls are hoping and waiting for? Or is this just going to fizzle out into absolutely nothing? Now let's first of all look at the charts. I'm going to be as concise and clear as possible about this. Look at Doge over the past 180 days. I mean, as we all know, it's had an astonishing run up. It too has been affected by the recent dip. Now, on a side note, as far as the recent dip is concerned, at the moment Doge is actually a pretty good entry point because unlike everything else in the past 24 hours, it's not really bounced back that much. What are we the past 24 hours? We are only 8.5% up in the last 24 hours. Oh, that's getting, I don't know, sorry, we're 6.9% up in the last 24 hours. So reasonably good entry point at the moment for Doge and that one. Okay, so now, as we all know, Doge has had an astonishing run and there's been all sorts of I think there's been all sorts of conflicting opinions on Doge. Some people are saying Doge is just a garbage coin, almost like they call it a shit coin, some people. Some of the big observers are just like, nah, it's almost like going to the casino, buying Doge. It's nothing, even though it's had the gains. It's not a sensible choice, and you can see why. I mean, from a tokenomics point of view, it's not that crash hot. From a fundamentals point of view, it's not that crash hot either. It was a fusion of the different really old school source codes and things like that. Has a really big circulating supply with an infinite maximum supply. What's that? Hundreds of thousands. Yeah, so it's got what's that? 129 billion circulating supply at the moment. It has a big market cap though, which is actually down. It was nudging the $80,000 mark just a couple of weeks ago. So that's working in its favor. Long story short, I actually think things are going to go really well for Doge in the future. I mean, it's got that much hype behind it. In spite of the fact that its fundamentals and its tokenomics aren't the best out there, like some of the other coins, I think it's got that much hype behind it that we can expect excellent things in the future for Doge. I don't actually own any Doge at the moment. I actually I actually had quite a lot of Doge when it was around 7 cents Australian. So it's around around 7.5 cents Australian or 5 cents US. So I suppose do as I say, not as I do. I think it can be a good investment at the moment. Just looking at it on my Australian exchange of choice, which is, as always, CoinSpot, and you can see it over the past 7 days. Let's zoom out a bit more. It's been affected by the dip, but it hasn't actually picked up as much as some of the others have recently. So the past 24 hours has seen a market-wide resurgence. Doge is still a pretty good entry point, sitting at $47 Australian, sitting at 35 cents rather, and 35 cents US. I'm just here on CoinGecko. Now, there's a couple of things that are highly relevant, I think, to this. Ever since Saturday Night Live, people have been criticizing Elon Musk, saying, calling it a hustle and all that sort of thing. But really, that was just in the name of comedy. If we can actually forget, I know that there was a huge buy the rumor, sell the news. It was virtually a pump and dump, and it just dropped after Saturday Night Live. But really, if you look at it objectively, Elon Musk didn't really say anything bad about Doge. He tried very hard to actually talk it up, I would say. He really tried, but he was under a lot of pressure, and he's in the sort of setting where it's a comedic type setting, so that actually affected him. And the guy's basically it was rigged, really, and obviously pre-written and scripted, and they asked him if it was a hustle, so that was part of the script. And so he's not going to say, no, it's not a hustle, because it's, the whole point of Saturday Night Live is comedy, really. But, he generally tried to talk it up. And following Saturday Night Live, he's done all sorts of things on his Twitter. He's gone absolutely insane. There was the disastrous tweets about Bitcoin and things like that. But generally, he's said a lot about Doge, which is actually making it look really promising. This one here that he's working with the Doge developers to improve system transaction efficiency, which is potentially promising. There's a lot about Doge on here. How much is that Doge in the window? just a few days, a week or so ago. That even looks suspiciously like a Doge-related thing there. There's all the stuff about Bitcoin. And he's saying here, someone suggested changing Dogecoin fees based on phases of the moon, which is pretty awesome. And then there's another one just today or yesterday. If you'd like to help develop Doge, please submit ideas on GitHub and Reddit and all these sort of things. So he's certainly blowing the trumpet really loudly, and he re-emphasized about the satellite and that he's going to put Doge on the moon, and all that sort of thing. There's a tweet down here a bit further. There we go. SpaceX launching satellite Doge 1 to the moon next year. Mission paid for in Doge. First crypto in space. First meme in space to the moon. Now, if that's not going to blow the price up, I don't know what is. Now, there's this general philosophy emerging, this school of thought, this hypothetical, that Elon Musk's influence will diminish over time because it's just becoming saturated, and he's saying so much that it's going to carry less weight as things pan out. But I think something like this is still going to carry weight and will ultimately still get the price of Doge going up in time. So, you know, there are certain things going on here in relation to Elon Musk, the Doge father, that is pretty interesting. It's been in the press all over the place. I mean, the Dogecoin millionaire has been getting a lot of media attention. I mean, it's just pretty insane. I mean, he's been on the front cover of magazines and all this sort of thing, and he's just he's a social media sensation. I mean, he's hodled. I mean, to his credit, he's managed to hodl through all of the dips and highs, and it's very interesting. His videos, I would personally have sold when he got to above the 2 million mark, because that's really truly at the point where you can set yourself up for life and never work again. But nonetheless, you've got to honour his strategy. He's an awesome guy. He's an awesome influencer, and you've got to appreciate he's the very definition of diamond hands, this guy. I don't know if I've got diamond hands quite as diamond-like as him, but, and, you know, wish him all the best in the future. I think in the long run he will do well, because I think Doge is really going to go up. That's his YouTube channel there. Now, just a bit more about Elon Musk. There's an article that's just come out here on Forbes, and it's explaining why Elon Musk reveals why he's backing Dogecoin over Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others after his suppliers' call for upgrade ideas send its price sharply higher. It's very, very interesting, this. He was asked, the journalist, they said, curious, what are your thoughts on Ethereum 2.0, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, IOTA, and others that are trying to scale with low fees? And that was David Lee, a YouTuber and a Tesla investor. What makes you choose Doge over them? And he just said, Elon Musk responded, Dogecoin has dogs and memes, whereas the others do not. So it's, it's quite interesting. Because when you do look at, and this brings it back to the nature of crypto, I suppose, and what gives any crypto value in a world where it's not where mass adoption hasn't yet happened, and it is ultimately, it is all demand and hype and all of this sort of thing. In the case of Doge, the value is certainly not relating to supply, because there's an infinite supply and a very large market cap over supply over 100 billion. But generally, it can be things like just media attention and hype that can significantly drive up the value of something like Doge, which doesn't have good fundamentals at this point behind it. Technology with smart contracts and all this sort of thing, and TPS and all these. Although it's not too bad, it's better than Bitcoin in certain ways, like with TPS, and it actually does have a use case. I mean, it can actually be used as a currency, so to speak. But it's certainly nowhere near as advanced as things like we will see from Ethereum 2.0 or Cardano, Solana, Polkadot. They're probably some of the most advanced in the world with truly astonishing technology. I did a video on Solana just the other day, just sort of scratching the surface of why that is such a well thought out coin. Cardano is another one. I mean, it's had a team of professor and doctorate level people. Basically, people, as good as it gets in terms of the programming and coding realms, really developed that to be the most refined product that it can possibly be in the blockchain world, to solve problems and to be, as fast and efficient and as possible and all that sort of things. You've got, Doge is really the opposite in a way, where it's managed to amass an absolutely huge following and huge market cap, not due to fundamentals, but just due to extreme hype and an extremely good community. But nonetheless, things like this, such as Musk's call to developers, which he posted on Twitter, to submit ideas for Dogecoin upgrades and improvements via Reddit and GitHub, things like this are, things like this, I believe, really can drive the price of a coin upwards. There's another one here, which is on the back of all of this action and this hype. Where the Doge bulls away to 65% upswing, because Dogecoin price continues to stabilize around the 100 12-hour moving average. Look, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it does have a 65% upswing, because you just look at it and you look at where the market's going at the moment. The whole market is having a resurgence of sorts within this, whether or not we're in a bear market, as I've discussed. I think we're in sort of a bear market, which is in the middle of an overarching bull market, potentially between two peaks, where there'll be like a phase 2 of the bull market, which will extend on for a longer period. But nonetheless, at the moment, in this bearish sort of period we've been having, Doge has been hit, but it's yet to bounce back like everything else has bounced back the past 24 hours. So we may be up for quite a significant upswing. Also, when you look at some of you look at coinpriceforecast.com, which I find are generally fairly conservative, they're predicting that by the year end of 2030, it can be as high as $13. And we're talking at 26. That's around 20. Hang on, it's almost $14. So that's around 28 times the value what it is now. I personally would not be at all surprised if it gets to that level, because you're looking at where the market cap is now at 46.2 billion. You look at the percentage, the share that has out of the entire crypto space market cap, and you look at the forward projections, what some people are estimating that could become, which I think is as high as 200 trillion estimate moving forward to the next 10 to 20 years. If Doge were to maintain the same sort of percentage share of the market, we could certainly see it do this or more. So I think, look, generally speaking, Doge is I am bullish on Doge. I don't own any, but and again, this is not financial advice, but I feel that the way the present market is looking, that picking up a bag of Doge at let's just refresh the page, at 35 cents US per coin, it could be a good deal. You really look at it. Look, Elon Musk is really backing this. He's working with devs. I think personally that he may have felt a little bit guilty after the crash of when he was on Saturday Night Live, because I think he does have a good heart. I know he's been hated by the crypto community lately. People have been saying that Elon Musk giveth in February, then Elon Musk taketh away. But after Saturday Night Live, I think he actually felt a bit guilty how that played out, because there was a significant dump following that. That was on the 9th of May, so we can look at that date so we can go back to the 30 days. Just be interesting to see that. Yeah, so you can see there, Saturday the 8th of May, it's right up at 70 cents US. 9th of May, so that there is right on when Saturday Night Live was sort of occurring, and then there was a drop from around the 70 cents US, went as low as all the way down to, 47. I think it was even lower than that, but these are, these charts are always slightly distorted just due to graphical purposes. It went at least that low. I think it actually went a little bit lower because not properly reading the dip there. But yeah, so I think Musk felt a little bit bad after that, so I think he's going to great lengths now to really pump it back up, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Doge that's if we do go back into a really bullish pattern overall in the whole crypto space. If we do go back into a really bullish pattern in like a phase 2 of the bull market, we can bust free of this bearish cycle, which is looking promising today, but it evolves every day. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Doge at $1 or even $2 by the end of this bull run. So yeah, stay tuned. We'll talk more about Doge, and I also want to do some videos about SpaceX and updates on the Starship, the rocket, Elon Musk's plans to go to the moon, Mars, and putting people on other planets. It's absolutely fascinating when you start to read about that. At this stage, he wants to do a test flight in 2024. So he wants to fly one of the completed Starships to Mars in 2024, with a goal at this stage of getting human beings on Mars in 2026, which I think sounds like a very ambitious goal. But you'd be a brave man to doubt Elon Musk. Probably won't end up being that soon, but you know, certainly worth watching. Certainly a fascinating project, the whole Starship project. So thanks for watching. We'll check in again soon.